Hi. So I decided to do a video talking about death, spirits, um, what happens when someone we love dies. Um, and really, it's a story about my brother. And I'll give you a little background with that. Him and I were 2 years apart, grew up in Alaska. We're, well, very close. Best friends, of course, when we hit those preteen and teenage years, we were not best friends as most siblings become. But in the beginning years, we were just so close. I mean, he had a speech impediment, and him and I had a language together. So I could understand exactly what he was saying, and I would um, translate basically for our parents. And he was always the protector. One memory I have of him is, I don't even remember what school, but in Alaska, I was in elementary school. And some bully boy locked me in the skating rink outside at recess. And he got me out. He came in sometime in middle school, and I had a lot of problems. I was bullied quite a bit, had some issues with my mental health due to that. And he was always there. I remember freshman year when I was having a lot of issues with some pretty nasty females in my grade. He took me under his wings, and so did his friends, and it was amazing. I was protected not only by him, but his friends. So he would, take me out when I got stood up to go out, kind of thing. Not just from boys, because I didn't really date boys then. It was more the girlfriends would stand me up. So he would take me out with him and his friends, which was nice. So we had a very close relationship. Going way back to childhood in Alaska, I think I've mentioned before in a video, we both had abilities to foretell things, see things that either had just happened or that were about to happen, such as the example of driving to Anchorage and knowing that there was, telling mom, you've got to slow down. There's a wreck ahead. Somebody died. There were other things I remember him. He was such a gentle soul. Just got along with everybody, and everybody loved him. He was named Super Dish. I was Little Dish. My maiden name is Dishno. And it was, I'm like losing my train of thought here. He was just such a wonderful person. And I remember, I think it was in Wisconsin when he meditated out in the snow, and he made the snow around him melt. And I thought that was amazing. Well, parents ended up divorcing. I moved away from Medford after freshman year, and I moved to Texas with my mom, who was getting her doctorate degree. And my brother and I still were in contact, but he ended up staying in Wisconsin with our dad. He ended up taking online class to finish up one class he needed to graduate early, and then he went on to college in La Crosse. Now, he did come and visit, and we always had some pretty amazing times together. He was always there for me. So my point, the relationship was amazing. As for a brother, I couldn't have asked for anyone else but him. When I graduated, I went to visit him. He was living in La Crosse on his own, and then I ended up making a stupid move to go and find myself in Las Vegas, which was just not the place to go find yourself. Well, he came to visit me for a couple weeks, he had graduated from college, and he was going hiking in New Zealand. That was his graduation gift to himself. So he came to visit me, and he went to New Zealand. Unfortunately, he didn't make it back home. He was hiking in the mountains there on a very amazing spiritual journey, and he perished to the mountains. He fell off a cliff, so he passed away, and that was in 1998. And it was heartbreaking, of course, and I spent, feels like, well, a long time taking care of my mom. She still struggles to this day. Of course, any mother would. And I closed myself off. Like I said, that was in 98. Closed myself off for, 20 years. And, the New Zealand police sent back all of his items, and he had a journal, which, he wrote in through his whole journey, just about every day. And I couldn't bring myself to read it. And it wasn't until I met my current husband, which that's a funny backstory too, because him and I went to middle school together and the freshman year, and his brother and my brother were like the surfer dudes from Point Break. Pretty funny. They were pretty good friends. And my brother actually even worked with my husband in the woods, which was cool. But I re-met my husband after 20 years. I was in Australia I was in college and went to Australia through there, and he started talking to me on Facebook, and we reconnected. That was completely falling in love, which was amazing. But interesting, when Mitch, my husband, and I got together, we really started talking about my brother, and it was the right time. For some reason, it was just the time to read his journal. And it was amazing the things that were in his journal. I read through it. We found an email address for somebody in New Zealand, and I think it was Mitch who sent an email, and the guy responded and said, "Oh, I knew you would be contacting me. Your brother, her brother said that you would be." And I guess I'll stop right there and back way up about how after death we receive messages. So after my brother died, it was a really hard time in my life, obviously. And I ended up meeting somebody and getting pregnant. So my first child, Taylor, amazing child. Well, I remember he was very colicky, and so I was sat in this little blue lazy boy chair with him all night, it seemed. And Taylor would giggle and laugh behind me. And I knew, it was my brother. He was there seeing, his first nephew and playing with him. And I could hear Taylor when he'd be in his crib in his room alone, just like, gabbing and talking, and not obviously with words, but so I knew Mick was there. I didn't see him at that point, but I knew he was there. And there were little things like that would happen throughout the 20 years. But like I said, I completely shut off my psychic abilities, shut myself down. Now I'll go back to when Mitch and I got together and read his journal. I remember driving after reading the journal, and we were driving in town. I'm like, oh my gosh, do you see all these things? There was M&M, there was 24, there was all of these symbolisms. And the thing is, that was interesting is he went all through his journal and circled some things. And it was all about Mitch and I. M&M, Mitch and Mary, Mary and Mitch. 24th, the day that we talked on Facebook for, I don't know how long it was, weeks. And we finally met up at a Jimmy Buffett concert, which is funny, which was on the 24th. We got married on the 24th. Everything is the 24th for that, which was really pretty amazing. But this, I started talking more so to this man, Windstorm, is all I know him by. Hey, Izzy. And online, we'd email each other. And he told me, your brother knew. He knew that you were going to meet the person you were supposed to be with for the rest of your life. He knew it was going to happen, sometime within this couple year frame, which is funny because it's over 20 years later, or 20 years about. And he knew he was going to die too. Mick had told him, or told his cousin that, he knew he was going to die. And I think some of us, do. If we're that connected with spirit, we know that we're going to die. And he knew he was going to die soon. He didn't know when, but he knew he was going to die young. Obviously, he was young. He was only 20. But all of these things added up to know just every little thing in that journal. And the thing that really makes me think is, wow, I couldn't read it for 20 years. And why? It wasn't the right time. But boy, did I ever open up my psychic gifts after that. Because everything started happening. The symbology and things, like with what he had, which is just, so amazing. That he started showing up so much more, and he was really helping. He was really pushing for our wedding, to get things going. He was so much a part of it. He would remember one time, I think the funniest thing that ever happened with him helping me with raising my spirits. I was in a pretty foul mood for things that were happening, and I opened up the microwave, and the Spice Mrs. Dash, it was in the microwave, and I'm like, oh my God, Mick, what the heck? And it made me laugh so hard, and it brought me up, raised my vibration, so I wasn't in that foul mood. He would move things all the time. He was so much there. And I'm sure you all have had people pass over and you find things moved. He's a trickster, so that stuff would happen. A book would fall off the shelf. Oh, I should read that, I guess. Or, well, not, when I mean fall off, I don't mean it would accidentally teeter and fall off. I mean, it was like pushed off. You'd have keys missing, you'd have something moved or a light on that you knew wasn't on, all kinds of different things. And this is very different feeling from when you say have your spirit that's messing with you. Like say if you play with the Ouija board and not properly and things can come in. Not like that at all. It's actually a very light feeling. You feel it and know it like, oh, this, it's Mick. I always knew it was Mick. And he was with us so much during planning planning the wedding. At the wedding, he was there. And then he didn't go away completely, but he didn't. I think it takes so much energy for spirits to do this, to come into our realistic realm, whatever you want to call it. It takes a lot of energy. And he knew that he did what he was meant to do. And somehow he knew that 20 years later, this was going to happen and it was going to be right. So he was still looking out for me, which is so awesome. I love him so much for that. But now that I've opened up my gifts and I've journeyed and, I've done astral travel and talked to many spirits, now, he's there. He's not as much a part, but he's there. If I ask for him, he'll be there. A lot of times I see him just standing to the side smiling. He reminds me of Jesus, actually. He reminded a lot of people of Jesus. But he's there, and, he's there to help me if I ask him. I even had another psychic tell me that yeah, he's there, and he's actually a very good person to ask for guidance on what spirits I should be asking for help. My grandmother was there also one of the times that I was doing shadow work, which is a whole nother story, which I think I did a video on that as well, but there's so many more videos that could be done on shadow work. But he's there, and the signs that you get, I guess the thing, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Part of it is when you have somebody pass, know that they're there. When you question, whenever you question something like, oh, I wonder if this was this person. Yeah, most likely it was. Their spirits are there. Maybe not completely. it does, like I said, take a lot of energy to come and especially move things in our reality. But they're always here looking over us, always a part of them. I think, oof, excuse me, they have their own duties as well. I really believe that his soul path, a lot of it has to do with being in whatever realm, the spirit realm that he's in, and helping other people. I believe now he may be moving on to my mother. She's been getting so many signs. And see, like I said, he's a trickster. She doesn't like birds, and he's been coming in as birds for her. She sees them all the time, and the hawks, hawks, and big seagull, and now she's in Texas, so she's got, I don't remember what she said, another one, but I think she did say she saw a hawk in Texas on the ocean, which is very unusual. But so he's there, letting her know that he sees her, he's there, he's watching out for her. And when you see those things out of the corner of your eyes where there's the darkness, and darkness isn't always bad, guys, just to let you know. It's not. Spirits aren't always bad. You can feel it. And now, I guess part of it is to understand the difference. And yes, you can get the heebie-jeebies like, because our brain is trying to process, like, what did I just see? But it's not there anymore. So you get that jump scare, but it's not like soul-drenching, terrifying, not like that heaviness. Like, have you ever walked through a place that there was just a big fight and it's like trudging through? You feel really heavy because of that stagnant energy, that negative energy that was just there. When you feel that, that's when you should worry or wonder, and try to clear that. But when you just see something out of the corner of your eye, see a movement, I see animals a lot, and different shadows and stuff. No, it's energy, it's spirits. When we get into dusk and dawn, especially, it seems like spirits are more easily recognizable. And I don't know if it's because the lighting is different. I believe so. Maybe it's easier for energy to move. I don't know that. Just contemplating this. But spirits are all around us if we just look and open ourselves up. And it's not scary, because think about how many wonderful souls have passed, and all they want to do is make sure that their loved ones are well taken care of, are happy, that they have support and comfort. And then you might have some that once you do open yourself up, that come and want help. Now, of course, there's the ones that are trying to cross over or don't even know they're past. And there are ways you can ask for help from, even I've asked for help from a spirit's mother to come down and help her son to move on because he didn't want to. You've got those that are stuck. It's just really really just a beautiful thing. And so that's my dog Izzy. She's amazing. She's also one who lives to help me with fires, and I'm so excited to be able to go out and do my ceremonial fires outside. Snow is not quite gone, but it's getting there, and as long as we don't get another huge snowstorm like we did last year, maybe spring will be here. And I am excited. I'm going to try to set up, when I can do a fire ceremony outside, I'm going to try to set it up so you guys can see how it goes. Actually, possibly this weekend, I'm also going to explain how I open sacred space, what steps I take. And of course, everybody is different. So I think we'll stop it there. I've rambled quite a bit. And Izzy, where are you? Izzy, come here. See if we can get Izzy to come and say goodbye. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Hey, look at, what's that? Can you say, yeah? Say bye.